Working with pandas data frame. A data frame is a two-dimensional labeled data structure like a database table or a spreadsheet with rows and columns. In this lesson, we will learn how to create a data frame in pandas, how to display the contents of the data frame, how to alter the data frame, and few commonly used methods for handling pandas data frames. There are a number of ways of creating a data frame in pandas. Let's begin with an empty data frame. First of all, import the pandas module. Then use the data frame constructor without any arguments. Now the variable df holds a blank data frame. Let's display it. As you can see, the data frame is empty. We can create a data frame using a dictionary object. Let's create a dictionary of lists with 3 keys: EMP ID, name and department ID. Now pass the dictionary employees to the pandas data frame constructor. Let's display the data frame df. As we can see, we have successfully created a data frame where the keys of the dictionary have become the column label and the values have become the respective columns for each key. Now we will create a data frame from a list of lists. First, let's create a list of lists. Each inner list contains a record for one employee. Now pass the list of employees to the pandas data frame constructor. Let's display the data frame df. Here, pandas has created a default column header for each column. We may pass the user-defined column header using column argument to the data frame constructor. Now the data frame column labels are as per our supplied list of column names. Let's see how our lists have converted to the rows of the data frame. This is the default column labels, and this is our user-defined column labels. We may create a data frame from a list also. Let's check this. Here is a list of marks. We may create a data frame from this list in this way. Let's give a user-defined column label. We may also create a data frame from a list of dictionaries. Here is an example. NaN stands for not a number. It is NaN because the last dictionary has value for X only, not for Y. Creating a data frame from pandas series. First of all, create 4 series containing records of 4 employees. Let's create a data frame from a single series and display it. Now let's create a data frame from all the 4 series and display it. The data frame has default column labels. We may provide our own labels too. Let's modify the series of employee records with index for each. Now let's create a data frame for the modified series. The data frame columns labels are taken from the index of the series. Creating a data frame from NumPy ND arrays. First of all, import the pandas and NumPy modules. Then create the NumPy ND arrays. Now let's create a data frame using just array 1. Now let's create a data frame using all the 3 ND arrays. As the second array has 4 elements, the first and third rows have nan values for missing data. We may also provide our own labels for the columns. As we see, we can create data frames in many different ways. For real-life situations, it is not always possible to create data frames by feeding data manually by typing. Generally, we import bulk data from files of different formats such as text files, comma-separated values or CSV, tab-separated values or TSV, fixed-width values of FWF, spreadsheet files, JSON files, Parquet files, etc. We will discuss all these in a separate lesson. In this lesson, let's start with a CSV file. Suppose this is the contents of our CSV file and this is the header. See, the values are separated by commas. Let's import the pandas module first. Now use the pandas read_CSV function to read a CSV file and create a data frame using the available data stored in it. Let's display the data frame. How simple it is, right? Pandas has created a data frame from the CSV file on its own and accurately. Shape of the data frame, 8 rows by 5 columns. Size of the data frame, 40, that is 8 into 5. 8 rows 5 columns. Is the data frame empty? True if yes, else false. What are the columns of the data frame? Returns a series. What are the column names of the data frame? Returns a list. What are the indexes of the rows? Show the index values. Return index as a list. What are the data types of the columns? Viewing data. Head function returns the first 5 rows of the data frame. The tail function returns the last 5 rows of the data frame. We may pass the number of rows to display to the head and tail functions. Selection of columns and rows of a data frame. Display only the name column of the data frame, DF. Display only the name and mobile columns of the data frame, DF. Display row number 2 to 4 of the data frame, DF. End value is exclusive. That's all for today's lesson. We will learn more about the selection of rows and columns in our next lesson. We will also learn how to query the data frame with various conditions, ways to add rows, drop rows, and modify values, etc. See you in our next lesson. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe the channel. Happy coding!